Welcome back to another week. Welcome back to another week of Face Off Around the Culture. I am your host, Horatio.
I'm your host, Vidal. What's going on this week, man?
Hey, man, great week. I'm very excited. It's Tuesday. We're back to talk about the greatness of HBCU bands. We had a lot of great matchups this week. What you think about this week? I mean, we got at least about four bands to cover. What you think about everything happening this week?
Man, I really like this week, man. I'm not gonna lie. Coming off of last week, really had me question about the rest of the season. Like, man,
Yeah.
did these fans take a dive? Like, what's going on?
We started super high, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, Boombox was in the first 2 weeks of the band. It was very weird. Like, we started off very hot. And I feel you, because I was thinking, like, can we keep it up? But I feel like this week gave us that band discord that we can have. Of course, it's a contrast in the bands, but yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. All right. Okay. Before we get into the actual conversation, I want to start off with a discussion. I know we normally get into the topic, but let's start off into a discussion. So we know it is homecoming season. All right. What I'm saying, everybody's going back to the HBCUs, reliving the yard, doing alumni band, stuff like that. But Livingstone College out of Salisbury, North Carolina, they have a cover charge to come to the yard to do the whole thing. So if you want to go on for Saturday for Livingstone, which is this coming up weekend, you have to pay $30 at the entrance, and that will get you into the game, the concerts. I just thought about, what do you think about that? Let's start off with a discussion. Homecoming, is it cool to pay for the stuff? Obviously, it's a response to they had a shooting last year. They're trying to make sure that, they're trying to make sure that, the campus is safe, make sure that the people that are coming onto the campus are actually alum and actually want to, go into the HBCU experience. What do you think about that? Getting charged to be on the yard for homecoming.
Okay. My initial thought is, as long as it don't happen anywhere else, I'm cool with it. Just Livingstone this year, they situation.
Oh no, it might. That's why I'm asking, because it might be a thing. It honestly might be a thing.
Then look, no, we don't need this to spread anywhere. No,
I feel you.
That's a lot of money, though. I get it, but then it's like you kind of take the spirit away from me, because then it's like, I know already off of it, you got all these events, football games, there's profit to be made, but then it's like those things are like subtly in there with a cover charge off top. It just kind of takes the spirit of the environment away. Like, no, we making money off this. This is a profitable event, and I think with that comes with more expectations on the school's behalf of what you got to do.
Right, exactly. And if you know my people like I know my people, somebody gonna be finessing, and that's gonna be the whole thing. That's gonna be the theme of the weekend, is how I paid $30 and you didn't know how. You know what I'm saying? How somebody snuck in. I just thought that was an interesting topic. Since it's homecoming season, but happy homecoming to everybody. Going back to the HBCUs again, participating in the alumni bands. We love to see stuff like that. Okay, so the topic for the night, at least for me, is: are you in the moment? Are you in the moment? Now, we all know that the moment is the only thing that we have. You know what I'm saying? So when we're performing, are we in the moment? And that goes for not only the students, but the staff, the play calling, the dancers. Are we in the moment? So, as I was looking at these battles, it made me think, jot that down, and we'll go there as to why that's the thing. Okay. Where you want to start? Because I'm excited.
Man, let's start something light. Let's get Valley UAPB going. Let's get that.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's get that going.
Okay, Mississippi Valley UAPB. Now, we talked about Mississippi Valley a lot at the beginning of the season. They had the battle at Houston. Really big, you know what I'm saying, like a difference. So let's get into my notes. Okay, I put UAPB started good, right? Valley, very loud and aggressive. All right, they're still dealing with that big band syndrome, and you can see it in the video. That shout out to the alumni of Valley. They're excited that they have this band. You know what I'm saying? It's like that they're hearing all their songs that they normally play with a smaller band, with a bigger band. It's like, yeah. So shout out to them. But they're still sloppy with the cutoffs. And UAPB is a good size band, right? But only a few of them are really good. and they're standing right beside each other, and it sounds like they're really far away. I was trying to figure out, did they get smaller from the performance that we talked about a couple weeks ago, or not? What you think
like
about? Yeah, what you think about UAPB and Valley?
Man, I think it was a different type of battle for me, man. I just felt like for me, it was the coming out, so to speak, for Valley. As far as we haven't seen them in a true fifth this year.
Right.
They left early versus North Carolina Central when they were playing out of state, and then we saw the National Battle Bands, which is like a quick melee. So this is the first full fifth we've seen them versus another SWAC opponent, and it's against UAPB, who in previous weeks we really haven't seen them take a battle towards anybody. Mm-hmm. Coming into it, I think Valley really have great, powerful sound to them, man. And I just think overall, where they're at now, their style really fits them. They playing simple stuff, but the stuff that they're playing is very effective and it fits them very well. And it's within their playing ability. You know, a lot of times you see programs beef up a little bit. They'll go too far and start playing material that they're not ready for, or they'll start sounding high schoolish with a lot of punch. So I think they was like right in the middle in this overall battle. Who'd you have taking this battle?
I say Valley, but it was a close. It was. I'm not saying it was close, but I mean, I think Valley took it. Yes, they had more energy. They had more, more things together. But I feel like UAPB could have done a lot better if they weren't as spaced out. And I mean, because they had good song choices. Like I like the song "I Blame You." I haven't heard a band play that at least in a while or at all. But they were very thin. You know what I'm saying? Very thin. But to me, it balanced out with Valley and their bad cutoffs, and they're just happy. They're aggressive. Like they're just happy to be out, and like I said, like it's like a coming out for them, and you can hear that in them and in the energy of the place. I mean, I feel like Mississippi have some people, but it's not gelling all the way. On My Mama made an appearance. Of course, that's the song of the year by every band UAPB played.
Right.
And then Valley had two tempos that I thought were pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm giving the Valley, just based on togetherness as a unit was better, but they could be better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I think Valley did have a better product that day. I would say UAPB, man, they could have switched some of their songs around. I think they play calling could have been a lot better. Mm-hmm. Like after the first two rounds, they played. I think like later in the fifth, like fourth, fifth song, they played the ballad. I would have went with that like third round or something. Something to throw Valley off the game because they was catching heat with them up tempo songs and they was playing them effective. So I think that's a great opportunity. Throw some in there to knock them off their game a little bit. Show some diversity, especially when. This is just in general, man. You never want to let a band get in their own pocket, in their own element, and they'll start because that's how they take off, man. Right. You gotta disrupt that at all costs.
Definitely. And how you disrupt that is with the crowd. Mm-hmm. Get the crowd on the side because, and we're gonna talk about that later. Like everybody there, of course, we have size, right? I'm with this band, so I'm a cheer for this, but most people who are music understand good music. Like they can understand when, oh wow, like that was good. Like they're contending, and I feel like they didn't really do that the best this time. But shout out to Valley, man. You know what I'm saying? Another good performance, a W to me, but still growing as a program. All right, we talked about this last week. I'm excited to talk about this. Norfolk State versus Tennessee State.
Let's get it.
First of all, I saw the battle was 40 minutes. Got very excited because we don't see. I don't think have we ever seen Tennessee State versus? No, I mean I'm sure they have in the past, but I haven't seen them verse each other in a long time. So I was very excited coming up.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, Norfolk traveled to Nashville, which was good. Okay, Norfolk started off strong, right? Very strong. And as I'm watching, I'm like, okay, Tennessee State. In order for them to come back. The first song has to be a hit in order for them because you don't want to get back. You don't want to get down. And that's something we got to talk about too. A lot of these bands be losing first two rounds and they can't get back. It's like they want to get back, but you're like, no, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Are you in the moment? Because in the moment, it's like, bro, I know you want to hold this song to this time, but this is what works right now. We're trying to get it. Okay.
Right.
They started off a song. It was like a newer song. I forgot. I think it's ADHD.
Right. They did.
Tennessee State played Teddy's Jam. by God, and it's like, what? You thought, okay, so you just gave him that one. All right, cool. It's like, and then it to me it was like Tennessee State could not get back. They played the Star Trek thing after that. Good song, but
they
not
played Dirty Diana next.
Oh yeah, my fault. That's another thing. That's another thing too. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about this too? Like, at what point is it lame to change your weekly practice schedule to add in something about the other school? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's cool, or maybe on the field or something like that, because you know what I'm saying, it's like everybody's paying attention. It's like a good time. But in the stands, it's like, yo, you really, and it's something that only band heads would get. And it's like, this isn't that good of a song in order for, to recreate. They did the same thing on the field. They did like a Behold tag on the field in their show. And then they turn around and play Dirty Diana, which is a NSU staple that Tennessee State played. But Norfolk State really got this battle to me on the clarity of their sound a lot more. And it made me think, like, can Norfolk State really contend, yo? Can they contend? What you think, man?
Man, I'm gonna go back to this Dirty Diana real quick.
Yeah.
As far as play calling, man, if you Tennessee State, why would you play it first? Why would you play it before Norfolk State? Why would you play it before them? Especially, I like the intro they had, because with the intro, you didn't know it was Dirty Diana.
Right.
So I think as a response, you could have the bum da 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 da, and then right into it, you've been like, oh, like that's a moment, like that's a band moment. When you play it first, it's like, okay, we know Norfolk about to play Dirty Diana.
And this is going back to my fault, bro. This is going back to what we were talking about last week. We ended the show off last week talking about, do you play to the band heads or do you play to the crowd? And we said, fuck the crowd. We're gonna play to the band heads. But this is the complete opposite of what we're talking about. No, don't play to the crowd in this situation. They don't know what's going on. They don't know that Norfolk plays Dirty Diana like that. My fault. Go ahead. I just want to
like that. And they played it. And shoot, Norfolk's been playing Dirty Diana since Michael Jackson was like dark skin. So if you go play it, you gotta play it better. Play it. You have to outplay it, and I do not think they did that. Clarity. Norfolk State has a lot of clarity, man.
Right.
They're so great, so clear. The selections they had, all executed well. I had the same type of thought. Can Norfolk State contend? Are they contenders?
Right.
And I was like, just based on overall sound and how they execute, yes. But when I went through the song list,
that's where it gets you, bro. And I'm glad you said that, because maybe like 20 minutes into, I'm like, bro, this shit is boring. I'm getting bored. These are songs that we've heard before. So contend with the top tier of bands. You know what we're talking about. Can they contend? Can they step up to a Jackson State, to a Southern, to a higher tier program, and really like be up there as far as contending? And this battle really showed me that they could, because Tennessee State folded to me. They let Norfolk come to Nashville and like show out, if you ask me, and not really and get the crowd more involved than I think that they did. And also too, being that the bandheads know that Norfolk State plays Dirty Diana, why did they have to play it back? It's like, bro, just let them hold. It's like, we didn't have to know how you did it. And that's what makes Norfolk State song selection kind of like iffy. It's like, you didn't have to do that. But yeah, that goes back to their play calling and their depth of their songs,
Like even if you was gonna do that, right? I like to call it like a bait and switch. So if you play their song and you get them to play it back, that next thing you play, it can't be Star Trek. It got to be something smashing. It got to be a trap. You got to set traps. Like, come on, you got to think about this stuff, man. But continue with the battle. We Tennessee State, they play Star Trek. I believe they played Star Trek 2016. I believe. I battled them 2016. Yeah, Star Trek, and I feel like it was just lackluster for that moment, especially after that exchange. And then Norfolk State came back with the ICU with Coco Jones.
Great.
First ballad of the night, and it was great.
Great.
Executed great, sounded great, presence was there. It gave you everything you absolutely want from like a classic ballad, man.
Right. Absolutely. And then I wrote after ICU on I said Tennessee State could not get back on top. It feels like Tennessee State has something to prove. And that is where you know you lost. When you're fighting to try to get back on top. It's like a football game and they're up 14 and you trying to, it's like you have to score 14 and then you're in the game. It's like y'all are not in the game yet. And I feel like they weren't contending. Tennessee State didn't have a moment in this whole battle to me. I think that the moment was people assuming that they were a higher tier band in Norfolk State and watching Norfolk State perform, like watching them like deliver. Shout out to Norfolk State, man. This was a great battle. Yeah. I mean, of course, both bands sounded good. It wasn't like a bad battle. Towards the middle, towards the end, I thought it kind of got boring in the sense of they weren't really like Tennessee State got down and they weren't really trying to contend with the, with winning the battle. But other than that, I mean,
Black and Blues.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you said that. I wrote that on my. Dude, look,
but I was like, what? It's like at this point, y'all not really trying to win, man.
Bro,
so it just made me think, like, what's going up with Tennessee State this year, man? This is one of those off years for Tennessee State that we haven't seen for like a very long time, and I mean like decade, 10 years or so.
Yeah, and
the product was still good, but what you expect from Tennessee State, you see Tennessee State in a 40-minute fifth, right? You got some hits up in there, usually.
Right.
Most of the time, you got some good ones, you got some hits. And we usually see them versus like Jackson State. I feel like Tennessee State put me in a weird position to say this, man. Because since I feel like this year, Tennessee State has gone down because there was no Southern Heritage Classic.
Of course the man from Jackson is gonna say we're the reason.
Why you got me to put me in a position to say, because I really don't want to be that guy, but that's what it looked like.
Right. So you saying that Tennessee State is the type of band that they have to be thrown in the fire in order for them to really like come out as gold, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
also, I'm glad you said the Black and Blues thing, because I wrote, we have a do not play no more list. And as soon as they played Black and Blues, I said, all right, that's one. Because Black and Blues, bro, everybody knows Black and Blues by Al Jarreau. You played it in the high school. Every band has it. That's the type of song that every band has. It's a comparison video for every single band. We know how, is it how you're going to play the run? We can just let that one go. Black and Blues.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's. So I mean, I think we both got Norfolk.
Taking that battle. Got Norfolk taking that one. It was pretty clear to me, man. I think. Yeah. I don't think I gave TSU any rounds, man. I don't think I gave them any rounds. I just think that Norfolk State had a better showing. Oh, one more thing before we move on, man. Let's talk about percussion in this video, man.
Okay.
Why does Tennessee State got 12 bass drums and they band play like they do, man? It's just unbalanced. And then Norfolk State, they gave you that idea of being felt, not heard with their percussion section. I really think it helped their sound in their favor, especially in the type of stadium that they were in.
Definitely. They were in the Titans field. So that was important. Also, talking about Norfolk too, I saw a post on this in one of the comments. Do you value that the staff is kind of hands off with Norfolk in the sense of you don't see their staff conducting the band? It's just drum major to band. They don't really integrate with the band in public like that. I saw a comment talking about that's a good standard for the staff. What do you think about that? What do you think about the staff being kind of hands-on? Because we both come from programs where the director is in front of us. What do you think about that?
Shoot. We had like that type of interaction. If you're talking about just games.
Yeah.
Our band director was in front. He wasn't calling songs.
Really?
He wasn't picking songs like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I
do think it's good for the relationship with the band. I mean, you really, with the drum major being the one that's calling it, it's like y'all really got to be in sync with this guy. Because if it's a staff member, you can be like, hey, bro, get it together, bro. You're getting paid. Like, come on now. Like, you can, But as a student, it's like y'all are all in there together. So it does, I think, build a better synergy with the band.
Yeah, I think, and it depends on like the drum major too as well. Like, to really get that raw student-to-student interaction, I feel like there's that extra pull you can get out when you have somebody in one of your peers in front of you that you could trust and have that type of position. But segueing, if you go to look at the Alabama State Jackson State game, check out Alabama State band director. I felt like he was giving the band a lot of energy and vibe.
Right.
So shoot, it's one of those type for me. It's like best man for the job.
Best man. I was about to say, yeah. What better works for your program? But that can kind of be based on the drum major too. It can, what I'm saying, and you don't want to make that standard if the drum major is like Luster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then so I guess shout out to Norfolk for having that standard and then being able to keep that standard every single year. All right, like you just said, let's move on to Jackson State and Alabama State. All right, hold on. Alabama State got new uniforms. I had no clue. Yeah. Shout out to we talked about that earlier. Shout out to the new uniforms, popping out. Always a good to see everybody with a new look. But so they started off the 5th. Good energy. They started off with Whitney Houston. I'm Your Baby Tonight. It was okay. Jackson State returned with Kill Bill. I thought that was great. I thought that was great. So immediately I'm up. Jackson State's up round 1. Next round is where it gets a little shaky for me. Right. Next round, I feel like Alabama State just gave it to them. They played something very technical. And again, we're talking about playing for the bandheads. I feel like they played more to the bandheads with the technical piece with the crowd. What'd you think about? And to me, they gave it up, and then it's hard to come back from 2-0. What'd you think?
I felt like they had with the song itself, right? Because I looked it up. It's the Ultra Instinct. It's the Dragon Ball Super song,
right?
And I went to listen to the song. The song had an opportunity to be a killer. Just listening to it overall, I think the execution and how it was arranged really took some oomph off it. Because I wrote down had potential to be more ignorant to set it over the top. Just how it was played. And then when Jackson State responded, I don't know the name of that song, but it just felt like a classic Jackson State song, man.
Right.
Well executed, had that groove, nice groove feel to it. It's homecoming. It just felt like this is Jackson State right there.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. About that song that you just said, I have it in my notes. I said they came back with an up tempo. To me, they weren't as confident in the beginning. It's like those songs where you're trying to get through it just so you can get to the part. The part that's cranking up, like the chorus or towards the end. I feel like it was strong, but it wasn't their best. And I definitely wrote that down. The beginning was kind of shaky, but when it got to the chorus, they really delivered.
Right. I agree with you. It was kind of smoothed it out in the second half. And then going back to Alabama State song, they had 2 mess ups in it. And you heard, the crowd. Yeah. It's homecoming people there. You don't want to be that person, man.
Man, that's an energy killer, boy. That's an energy. When you playing and you hear somebody mess up, you just hear everybody, and you're just like, oh man, how can we finish this? And then when you're done, you want to just move on, but that's all you're thinking about.
So yeah, I did have Jackson State up 2-0. I think Alabama State had an opportunity to take that second round. But I think it just fell by the wayside with the mistakes and with their approach to it.
Yeah, definitely. Also, too, I put Alabama State song selection is killing them right now. Long songs, guys. Are we in the moment or not? Guys? We are in a battle. It's homecoming. We're trying to make sure we're competing with the phones. All right, we got to make sure that we're holding these people's attention. And these long songs that you drawn out, and that is where I got the title or the topic for today was I put Alabama State doesn't think about the moment. The moment, what song fits the moment, not what songs y'all prepared. What song fits for this moment? Because I feel like down the line they were starting to give us those type of songs. I'm like, damn, we could have played this from the jump.
I wrote that in my notes.
Yeah. Okay. This is where I think that Jackson State took it and closed the door on the whole battle. They played a song called Crave, and this is what we're talking about when we talked about this earlier. It's not just I went to the school thing. It's a musical thing, because if you're there and people recognize that and they give props to that in the moment, the trumpets came in very boldly, lit the whole crowd up, and that is giving you the the moment in the stadium that we need. We get it, you can play something technical, but right now we need that flair, and Jackson State gave us that flair to differentiate between just and oh wow, this is really happening. A band is really giving it to us. What you think?
Man, Crave was really off the chain. Trumpets came in strong, and then we had the breakdown after the tuba break with the tubas going up, and it was that moment you could just feel the band caught what I like to call the juice. The band caught the juice. the crowd was feeling it, the band was feeling it. It created, like you said, those moments. And then especially coming off with Alabama State, they played Morning After Frankie Beverly and Maze, which is good song, great song. But when you have a song right after that, a lot of energy and the environment that goes with it, crowd participation, crowds loving it, the difference is just clear, man. So I feel like you said, they put the lid on it. And also in a different, let's say they had lost a round before, that type of song, Crave, that gets you the energy back.
Right.
You know, that
Absolutely.
shifts the dynamic of the battle. So great placement, I think, by them.
Right. And to me, Bama State came back with an Erykah Badu song, highlighting their best section, interpretation. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. Highlighting their trombone section, which we always talk about. Their trombone section is very good. But in the song selection was good, but that's the type of selection that we're talking about. We're saying like that could have been moved up easily to put, like, because it was really good. That and Alabama State playing Aisha, really good. But it just didn't click all the way with where we were at in the battle. Like, were we in the moment? So that shows me that Bama State had the songs. They had the potential to contend, but they just really didn't give it all the way. Also, shout out to Jackson State Trumpets. We've been talking about Jackson State Trumpets for the past 3 years on this show, and they really have grown in that time, and it's really present. So shout out to the Trumpets. I know a lot of people talk shit about them, but definitely a standout in the band program. Anything else closing out on Jackson State and Alabama State?
Man, I wrote down, why was it On and On first?
Right.
If you put that first, that's a whole different battle. That is a whole different battle. You have On and On versus Kill Bill. That's like coming off of that, and you going into Ultra Instinct. Now it's like, okay, we got something going. But I feel like looking at some of the other selections that they played earlier in this season, they could have placed those there in this battle, and it would have been more effective. Like some of the songs that Alabama State played versus FAMU would have been great here in this battle, man.
Definitely.
Like
Roger said, some bands go into the fifth with a set list or plan and don't adjust. Got to be flexible. That is so true. Have to be flexible because you don't know what's going on. Like, all you really can do is prepare the list. And if you have enough different genres or types of songs on that list, and that's all you can do. But play calling is very important, especially when we're talking about winning these battles with these bands that are really about their shit when it comes to battling. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really got it. So, give it to Jackson. Like I said, I don't think Bama State won a round, not because it didn't sound good. Like I said, a lot of standout songs. Aisha I thought was really good. On and On. But it just didn't all the way line up. So, shout out to Alabama State, man. We definitely seen them in a battle this year, and But yes, moving on. So I sent you this battle. And she's gonna everyone.
I was gonna touch on that again, yo.
That's what I'm saying. They use their trombone so much that they love Erykah Badu. Like, they really, because they
this year, Tyrone, Didn't You Know, and On and On. Yep.
And I've heard Bama State play Back in the Day before. So that's another one they got in their book. Shout out to the band director. Shout out to the band director. He's a huge Erykah Badu fan. Okay. So I'll send you this battle because, we don't really talk about the small bands too much, or the non-MEAC or SWAC bands. So I saw a video from Benedict College versus Fayetteville State, Battle of the Carolinas. And we don't really see that much from Benedict. And every time we talk about Benedict, we go, well, we ain't really seen them. So I wanted to talk about this. Okay. So Benedict starts the battle with Search and Rescue, a newer song by Drake. Now, Fayetteville State played Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle, but it had more energy, so I gave him one.
Right?
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm the big band guy. I def the small bands. Over here at Face Off, I hate small bands. That's my thing. But Fayetteville State gave it, and they had that energy. But here to me is where it kind of went away from Benedict. They played Power by Kanye, breaking and missing a lot. To me, it gave Fayetteville State the upper hand. But here's where I fall into these battles. I mean, here's where I fall into a problem with these battles. with these smaller bands, they don't have no swag, bro. These bands don't have no swag. All them songs on the Don't playlist, they scan through them and find them, bro, because they really will play a song like Black and Blues or a song like that. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, and granted, the event was at a high school, high school band day. So it's easy to get the crowd. You know what I'm saying? When you're in high school, any college playing anything is loud and shit. You're like, wow, this is great. So you kind of feed off that energy. But I feel like Fayetteville won this battle-ish. I feel like it was a good tie. But these bands need some swag, man. What you think about Benedict College and Fayetteville State?
Man, I think Fayetteville State's energy what pushed them over the edge for me.
Right.
Tone quality wise, sound, it was real neck and neck for me, man. It was no big difference. And if I go by names of songs, right, I would have wanted to give it to Benedict. But Fayetteville State just had that little extra oomph that when they played, it gave you a little bit more, you know.
Right.
And it really gave me something to appreciate about that particular style of band, man. That especially on top of the Norfolk State, coming off the Norfolk State TSU game and hearing these two groups play, it really just gave me that sense of essence, like, okay, this is a different style of cranking that we got here in presence and sound that still sounds good, but just different type of little taste and flavor to it. I think with Fayetteville State, they got the high school juice with them, man. If you check their last like two songs, the high school was going wild and crazy for them.
Right.
And they had a little what was the I can't remember the last song they played, but they had it on loop while Benedict played neck.
Right.
And they came in and really shut the door on them. You know, and I had a moment while watching the video where I'm just like, I felt like I telepathically communicate with the band director because they had the song going and Benedict started playing. I was like, all right, tell the drummers and tubes just to quiet down.
This is right.
Y'all play when they finish.
Right.
That's exactly why.
Right. That's the ignorant equation. Definitely. Yeah. All right, man. So who do you have winning this?
I have Fayetteville State winning this.
Yeah, same. Shout out to Fayetteville State, man. And like I said, it debunks my whole small band thing when I see a smaller band win. We always talk about that too. Just being with a smaller band, you can lock in a lot more with the people. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. You can work on the synergy a lot more with a smaller band. So shout out to Fayetteville State and Benedict. Definitely wanted to hit them. Okay.
I got a question for you and the fancy ratio, man.
Great.
I've been noticing something this season, man. And as former euphonium player, just around the band scene, we have those years where the sections, sometimes it's a trumpet year, there's sometimes a mellophone year. What do you think about the baritone euphonium play this year, man? To me, it's been lacking a little bit.
It has. And you know what's so crazy? There's not one school that I'm like, yes, all the way in with the baritone and euphonium. I don't know, man. I'm liking this year, I'm liking the mellophone sound a lot to me. I don't know, man. No band, like I said, like stands out to me as far as like hearing a UFO section I really like right now. But I also feel like over the past couple of years, the UFO sound got kind of annoying with these programs. For real, man. Like we're talking about historically, like Texas Southern, who's deep and had this bricked up type of UFO sound and was like controlling their band for a couple of years. And I'm like, bro, I think it got whack after a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I would like to see that going forward. Just better UFO section, but I do think that bands are now starting to focus more on balance because the UFOs were taking over the band in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, you could just see it. It became a big favorite with the kids as far as playing UFO. But that's a good question. Anybody in the chat wanna add to that discussion as far as the UFOs and in the current HBCU band culture, where are we at? And not even just them, but just any instrument. What's their favorite section of the year? What's your favorite section of the year, you would say, throughout all bands?
I mean, I think this is a tuba year for me, man. I think
it is. Thank you. It is
a tuba year for me. Like, I think we have so many good tuba sections this year, man. I don't think there's there's no standout to me, just for sure dominant on all front tuba sections. But I think everybody has a really good solid tuba section to like a certain degree. So it's not like where the UFOs had like just dominance over their entire bands. I just feel like the overall tuba play just has come up. We got tubas, bones, and mellows. 100% tubas. I think it's tubas this year for me because I really haven't seen out of a premier band a bad tuba section.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, that's crazy. Before we started recording, I was watching the Jackson State and Alabama State tubas. Then I watched last week Norfolk State versus A&T tubas, and then Central tubas versus I forgot who they played this week. But either way, a lot of tuba battles, man. Like really, But yeah, shout out to that. I didn't even think about the tubas. Tubas are going crazy this year. All right, so let's talk about next week games and any predictions. And we'll go forward. Okay, like I said, like we do every week, just as soon as first band that you think is gonna crank up on the next one, give it to me. Morgan State versus North Carolina Central. Central. Morgan State to me is very not focused on cranking. To me, like they're not focused on the battle. They're really a show band, if you ask me. Howard versus Norfolk. Easy. That's an easy dub, bro. Norfolk super battle tested this year, man. Norfolk been around, is traveling. Yes. They was in Nashville just last week. They went to Houston. They're really getting a lot of exposure. Shout out to Norfolk. South Carolina State versus Delaware State.
South Carolina State. Because remember they had the whatever that battle of the bands was. There was cranking with Central.
Yeah, right. The one in Charlotte. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. FAMU versus Texas Southern. But I'm excited to watch that battle. My fault. FAMU versus Texas Southern. I'm guessing you say Texas Southern too.
Yeah.
Southern versus Bethune.
It's not gonna happen, but
yeah, Bethune had a matchup this week that they didn't. The band didn't come either. Jackson State versus Mississippi Valley. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Why? Because Mississippi Valley gets to go against an elite program, and I'm not saying I want you to get shut down, but hey, man, I'm excited to see how they perform. With the big program, they just played against UAPB, gave it to them, but I'm really excited to see this just because of But yeah, a lot of these battles aren't happening. But hey, man, we gotta talk it up. At least we can see, we can imagine who's gonna be there. Don't sleep on Delaware State. I might take a NyQuil on Delaware State.
Take a NyQuil.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to Delaware State. Alcorn versus UAPB. Alcorn.
Man, I don't think UAPB gonna win the battle this year, man. And it's
UAPB.
And I hate saying that because I felt like this is a better UAPB that we've seen from years prior.
Right.
I felt the same way about Grambling got a dub over UAPB, but shout out to Grambling taking this week off, man. It's been
I was thinking that too. I went to Grambling's YouTube page. I said, okay, it gotta be something. What happened to Morehouse? I gotta see Morehouse clips, yo. I'm glad you said that because I was really on Morehouse when they played Clark Atlanta because they really gave it to Clark Atlanta. Go watch that battle. King of Atlanta, Morehouse. Shout out to Morehouse. Lincoln versus Virginia Union. Union. Winston versus St. Aug.
Winston.
Elizabeth City versus Virginia State. It's gonna be good.
Virginia State. Shaw versus Livingstone.
It's Livingstone's homecoming. I'm gonna say Livingstone because you know why? Because the band, because the program's got some bread. All that $30 they spending. Shout out to I'm gonna go Shaw though. Morehouse versus Fort Valley. Morehouse, come on now. Morehouse. Leave it to me to be on the Morehouse bandwagon in 2023, bro. It's lit. Clark Atlanta versus Central State. That should be interesting.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go Clark. Let's go Clark.
Central State. Kentucky State versus Benedict. Benedict, bro. You took an L against
I go Benedict.
Fayetteville State. John C. Smith versus Fayetteville State.
Fayetteville.
Yeah. And last but not least, Tuskegee versus Savannah State.
I go Savannah.
I go Tuskegee. Savannah State to me is real. They don't compete like that. I think Tuskegee will put the the lid on it more than Savannah State. All right, guys. All right. Well, that's all we got for this week. We would love to have a discussion. Anybody in the chat want to comment? Is anything we missed? Anything we like to talk about as far as the predictions? This week's game, any discussion we talked about homecoming. Again, the theme is be in the moment. Are you in the moment in these battles? Like Raja said in the comments, a lot of these bands come with preparation, right, with a list and everything. But when it comes down to it, are you in the moment? Is your staff asking? What's the best thing for this moment right now? Not what we prepared, but what best fits this moment, fits the crowd, fits everything.
Do you think homecoming should matter? If your band does worse and it's your homecoming, you get a pass? You don't get no pass?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Because we all have been in the band at homecoming. And homecoming week for every band, I don't care what school you go to, every band is hectic, bro. It is tiring. You have to do a lot. Not only do you have to do 2 performances in the daytime, but think about it. You got to wake up and do the homecoming parade, right? Have to.
Right. No, you got the pep rally the day before. Don't sleep. The pep rally the day before.
Pep rally. And these are things that are they have to happen. Pep rally, you have to do that. You have to do some type of performance on campus around homecoming. Yeah. Have to. You got to do the parade in the morning, and you have to do the game. In the game is obviously the fifth, the zero, the you know what I'm saying, the if you do a pre-show, all of that stuff, man. And that stuff is a lot. And then on top of that, you want to get lit and do what everybody else doing. Bro, one time, I don't know, I think it's my sophomore year at T. It's 4 a.m. I'm in a party. It's the Saturday. I'm like, yo, we gotta be there at like 6. we gotta be there. We gotta be there quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know me, I have a terrible homecoming story. My freshman year homecoming, out of the parade, I got out of the rank of the parade, which was almost impossible. I've never done that before. Like, see the band move past me, got out, threw up in a nail salon bathroom from the night before. Terrible experience, but definitely a great one. So that is definitely that is definitely, I have it on my Instagram too. You want to watch the whole story, but definitely example that, you know what I'm saying, homecoming is stressful on the band. So, bro,
you got old heads down your neck the whole week.
And you gotta deal with the alumni. These niggas is hyped because they ain't practiced really like that. They ain't practicing like y'all. So they new lips. And they trying to battle y'all on their new old lips, and you got old new lips. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been playing.
Throwing a horn. What's up,
bro? By the time you get to the 5th, you like, bro, I don't even care, bro. I don't even care who we playing. I'm ready to go, yo. We got this, you know, the hose is over there. Come on, man. I'm tired of
come on. 3 songs in. All right, wrap it up.
3 and out, yo. Let's get 3 and out. I don't care who we playing. We playing Southern. We got a 3-way battle. I don't care. We out. We gotta go. But to answer your question, I do not think that homecoming that week, that that Saturday should be held against you if the band is slipping a little bit. Like Raja said, folks be drunk on a regular, on a regular Saturday. But definitely for homecoming.
UAPB on a Thursday, people be drunk. So
yeah. Also, too, and since we're talking about homecoming, we can make this a homecoming, style episode. Have you ever went back to your high school homecoming? I know that, most of the time the people that are in the band can't because we're in the band. So right. if you continued into college, then more than likely you're not going to be back there. But what do you think about your going back to your high school homecoming with the college thing too? Because I feel like, man, I practiced so much in college. It's hard for me to remember what we did in high school, the small intricacies. What do you think about high school homecoming?
Man, I think it's a good experience, especially if you went and marched at a big program to come back. Everybody know you went out there, you got your stuff you feeling yourself a little bit. I haven't been back to have you been back? I haven't been back. We went to
our high school. No, I have not. I have
not either.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I feel like I can remember some stuff. Little intricacies, stuff like that. Just like an old head, right? Yeah, right. I got it.
Yo, can we talk about? Hold on, I went back to Henrico. Yeah, in Richmond. directors change, and right. And that's another thing too. If you go back and your directors change, the roll off might not be the same. The star speaker banner done changed, everything done changed. You're like, damn, it's only been 2 years.
Things are looking different. You can't even
right.
stand
Like
still.
I can't even point out anybody in the band who I marched with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But look, nothing. We'll talk about this too, and we can close out on this. Nothing is better than that first, maybe like Thanksgiving or Christmas break that you come back from school.
Oh yeah.
To wherever you are at, and it's for on the marching band side, and you just see people from different programs, and you see people from, nothing really beats that time, because you get to come back with your stuff on, you flexing or whatever. So that's popped in my mind based on the homecoming aspect.
Right.
So happy homecoming to everybody, man, whether it's high school or HBCU. Definitely show love to your programs. But yeah, that's it for us. Unless we have anything else. Definitely follow the page. It's a Face Off, the brand. We appreciate you guys. Follow me on all social media at Horatio Radio.
Yes, follow him. Don't follow him.
They don't want no followers. Also follow me on TikTok too, bro. I'm trying to get back on TikTok, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be doing voiceovers now, so I'll be trying to lend my voice to the TikTok. So definitely, guys, make sure you follow us and have a great week. We'll be back next week to run down some HBCU band stuff. Y'all be great.
All right. See y'all next week.